There we go.
Okay. So it was like technically the game, then it wasn't displaying it for some reason. But yeah, like I'd much rather fight, you know, regular actual Nazis who have like agency and, you know, are horrible people than just corpses wearing Nazi uniforms. Like that's just kind of.
Mm.
But yeah.
On the other hand, I'm also sick of World War II games.
Yeah, I mean it's two overdone tastes that aren't particularly good together.
I played a lot of like Day of Defeat, and it was a million years ago, and I got sick of it when I was done with that.
Yeah.
And then Call of Duty 1 came out, I remember, and I was like, oh, it's neat, whatever. And I kind of moved on already by then.
Yeah. Yeah, like the number of World War II shooters is just absurd, and the number of zombie games is even more absurd. And it's like, again, it's like Resident Evil was in a vacuum. Resident Evil clones didn't really into the zombie thing. It wasn't until like Shaun of the Dead came out that everybody was like, oh hey, zombies are cool. And then just like saturated the market with a degree unknown by like anything. Like
I guess World War II games kind of killed the arena shooter too, so I'm still a bit bitter about that.
This feels like these are console controls. Guess not. Okay. But it's like, just nothing puts me off a game more than seeing zombie in the title at this point in time. Like,
I think it's worse for me if I see craft in the title. And I like
fair.
Minecraft fine, but it's just more, it implies to me that the quality is going to be not there. That's it, I haven't played a good zombie game since Left 4 Dead.
And even Left 4 Dead to me feels like a cheap cash grab, honestly.
Well, it was definitely capitalizing on what was popular at the time. Left 4 Dead 2 still feels like a cheap cash grab to me, but
This is just like
the Left 4 Dead format still remains like one of my favorite.
Oh yeah.
It feels to me like better Borderlands. Like
Mechanically, I really like it. It's just like aesthetically, it feels half-baked. So, time to circle strafing flamingos in this game is pretty impressive.
Time to what?
Circle strafing flamingos.
Oh yeah, I was just like filtering out what was on screen.
Uh-huh.
So speaking of arena shooters. I want Left 4 Dead, but with a fully procedural and fully destructible map, and then basically everything left the same.
Yep.
And don't bother putting the jockey in, just make the smoker better. And more than one boss besides the tank. That I would, if they did that and slapped a 3 on it,
How
I'd be
short
like,
am
fine,
I?
have my money. Tiny lizard.
Okay. But yeah, I get what you're saying on that one. So yeah, just switching off the zombie talk because we'll have more of that to talk about later. Like this actually is kind of interesting. It feels very of an earlier era.
Is this randomized?
I would imagine so. I guess I could try it again after I die horribly, which is probably gonna be soon, and confirm.
Oh no, it's lost souls.
Okay, I do have MP. It just, ammo just regenerates very, very fast.
I was looking earlier at a video of like Quake 1 mod that is like the same game but with like really nice lighting and particle effects and stuff. And like it's super high contrast and almost like Doom 3 kind of stencil shadows. And I was surprised that it's like a very different experience, but it's actually kind of good. It makes me wish more people were trying stuff like that now, just like low poly graphics but moody, intense special effects on it.
Oh, yeah, I think I saw someone link screenshots that. I haven't even met somebody else. Like, it's really amazing what you can do with just like good shaders when it comes to visuals in games. I'm really impressed by this pacing-wise. It's like we had this intro that was kind of bleh, and I was really just like checked out during it, and also trying to fix stream setup. But then just like actually starting the game, just immediately here you are in a big huge fight. Oh.
Level 2. No full health on level up in this game.
I think smashing things for healing is good because I'm almost dead. Wow, that's a... I wonder. Those are not spaced out enough to just jump them at a full run.
One thing that bothers me about modern retro shooters is that shooters of the time were trying to wow you with like technical stuff with their weapons that you didn't really think was possible at the time. Like all the heretic weapons had all these wacky functions. They kind of went overboard, if anything, at that point. Whereas now, the modern retro shooter is more just like, hey, look, it's a weapon and it shoots a bunch of projectiles like the old games. And it's like, yeah, but like the old games, the weapons weren't that old yet. I feel like a more faithful modern retro shooter would have stuff like the gravity gun. Like that was another gun that was just like a completely different way to verb on the world when it appeared. On an arena shooter with like not just the trifecta of, you know, hit, scan, projectile, beam.
Yeah, it's definitely real. It's got that feel. With these. Oh yeah, that's the thing. I'm gonna just go this way, I think. I kind of like this cosmetically too. It's like a cartoony haunted house Wizard Academy sort of thing.
It takes this particular low poly fantasy look, which is super overdone right now, and actually uses it to good effect.
And there's interesting enemy variety. It has to be raining. This is like a bit further along and much less intense of a challenge. I say as I die, but you know, I think that room's like 20 HP.
Ooh, cannon death. Oh, you fall into the bone pit.
Let's see, there are daily challenges, and... Oh. There are little random cards and level up. Yeah, this very much feels like a real likey thing. noticed a lot of these are plants or fruit of some kind.
The game just about fighting demonically possessed fruits.
Yep. I'm gonna take no swing at that, because this actually is kind of fun and breezy.
It
Again,
looks like if you are particularly hankering for a fantasy-themed Risk of Rain-ish thing, then you could do worse.
Yeah. Get actually do it. That's actually very nice looking too. Holy cow. And I kind of appreciate this, just like run around in a blind panic style of thing that you don't get too often these days.
You don't miss tactical cover usage?
Yeah, I mean, have I had one of these streams where I went on a big rant about how much I hate cover shooters?
I'm sure one of us has by now, but please go ahead.
It's like, okay, so it's not like the whole cover shooter trend introduced the concept of cover to games. Like, there's always been, here's some stuff you can hide behind that'll block some shots. But it used to be you just did that by like looking at by like taking the actual geometry of the area you're in and, you know, physically putting yourself where you need to put yourself.
What I hate most about cover shooters is what they represent in terms of, I think that they exist to cater to the overlap of people who have the get good attitude and people who suck. Because it was epitomized by Gears of War, which is this super manly, super M-rated shooter where you're like taking down the things with badass military dudes. But it's deliberately built to reduce the amount of aim required, the amount of environmental awareness required, and the number of decisions required per second.
Plus,
to like make it okay for a casual console audience that want to feel like badasses but not actually learn how to do anything complicated.
I agree. Plus, like, it's already bad enough that every game has to have the big red barrels everywhere. Like, having all the, like, church pews that are, or, like, small segments of stone walls that are just, like, regular size and shape and omnipresent everywhere you go is, like, really distracting to me.
Yeah, right? Because they've got to be made to standard cover size.
Yep.
That was something that was really refreshing about that time control game that I don't remember the name of that we were looking at. Because
Quantum Break.
like you were, oh yeah, Quantum Break. Because you were like taking cover behind things, and then it's like, oh, that wasn't just standardized asset which blocks all bullets. It was a rack of books in a library, so naturally it fell over when people shot bullets at it.
Yeah, like there's attention to detail in that game. It's actually really impressive, and I'm kind of surprised. I like got a while into that before I realized, oh, it's actually good.
I would love to see more of Neil Patrick Harris's Max Payne impression of the video game.
Yeah, I mean, here's the cover that I can take cover behind. Finally, some things for me to explode with that little get healed by a thing that I picked up again. Yeah, like Quantum Break looks to me like the sort of game that I would hate, and then like actually playing, it's like, oh, there's actually like a lot going on here. It's kind of like not a stupid plot. It's doing some actually impressive things with its over-ambitious physics engine.
The acting didn't make me laugh every 5 seconds, like it does in most games.
It acknowledged that it's weird that you can use a gun. At least briefly. Is there any reason not just like go to the boss room at this point? Besides that dark looking coming his ass. I would say this is not like what I would expect out of a game called Ziggurat.
Wait, what was it called again?
Ziggurat.
Ziggurat, yes. Possibly a reference to Ziggurat Vertigo from Quake 1. That's a bit of a stretch, though. But I think Ziggurat plus retro shooter, that's where my brain goes.
Like, when I see the name Ziggurat, I'm expecting either a like puzzle game or an adventure game or like old school like Montezuma's Revenge sort of thing.
Right. This does not appear to take place in a Ziggurat.
Not particularly, and it's like it's very fanciful wizard stuff, so it's not like the most fitting title. Ooh.
That's kind of an interesting property of video games compared to, say, film, isn't it? Because if you have a film, you expect the title of the film to have to do with what's in the film.
Mm-hmm.
But video games, it's just a complete free-for-all. It's like free word association.
It really is.
It's just meant to give you like a vague feeling of the theme rather than actually anything to do with the content.
I could just like delve back to that boss room, I guess. I suppose the advantage of not doing so would be to like level up more on wimpier monsters before dealing with this, but that wasn't it. Yeah, I like the like old 90s shooter feel this has. Despite never having been into those. I like the weird whimsy of the art. Like, again, having me fight giant flamingos first thing day one, like, scores to a point with me. I like this guy, he's kind of cute.
This looks like a good time for the fancy ammo. Break
Yep.
out the champagne gun.
Yep.
Oh, that is not my champagne gun.
Nope. There's something to be said too for a game where like the winning move is just like run backwards and try to remember when you have to turn.
Can you kite? This game must be really rough for people who don't know how to like kite in circle straight.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this game will be over in like 5 seconds if you don't know how to do that.
I've seen people like asking for help and then writing guides and stuff for like how to circle straight, but it's like so.
Yeah.
To me, that's like asking how you do a jump in Mario. It's like you just look at it and then you do it. Like, how do you choreograph that?
I mean, to be fair, Mario does actually have very complicated jump physics next to like any other game.
Yeah, I guess it's got that weird system where it's like it's not Newtonian. It's you've got like a little jetpack basically when you hold down the button for a little bit. Nicely done. Very close.
So this one kind of gets the thumbs up from me, I think. This is actually a fun little arena shooter thing.
Didn't Aaron Signal or someone cover this briefly? It's ringing a bell.
I've never heard it before, I know that.
It's reminding me of playing the Heretic Shareware as a kid and having to stop and take breaks because it was too scary.
Oh, that was a thing that happened?
Oh, it's the Rise of the Triad things. The spinning blade walls that the Nazis built after reading about Machiavelli's thoughts on them.
Okay, good mark for these. I guess there are less flamingos and more of those things from Golden Axe. Very like awkward to me about these skeletons too.
I kind of wish it gave you like a not default weapon that you could kind of use freely, like just. I was going to say a shotgun for the game, and this is operating like a shotgun, but you know, like the Doom shotgun, how it's just kind of a staple. I'm probably always going to have enough shells, kind of thing.
Yep. Yeah, the test if you just hoard ammo weapons. Nice to have. This is bad.
Got another upgrade.
Yeah, it was kind of thinking that was it. Like, there was the two big summony things that were pretty good, but we've also actually just been a ton of monsters in there.
You may just be like here as long as in the third room.
Maybe you just like caught up on the geometry. Well, that's something you guys see every day. I'm still alive.
Oh, there's only co-op for custom maps. That's a shame. I would have loved playing that co-op with you.
Playing what?
Doom 2016.
Yeah, that's interesting. And I do have that somewhere. I just haven't. Okay. I'm about to die, so sure, let's get speed boost out of it. Like, these specials look really nice. A lot of personality.
Neat.
So yeah, and yeah, stuff gets unlocked by doing stuff, okay. So it's, yeah, in that very roguelike-y, action-y sort of thing. I dig it. Ziggurat, good game.